to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure. It's my honor to be out here, as usual in nature, and always bringing this message of emancipation to you. A message whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. And that is why I want to speak to you concerning Neville Goddard and prosperity preachers who've been preaching the message that Abdullah taught Neville Goddard concerning discovering yourself, and that true salvation is self-realization, where also Neville, having been taught the law, which is the law of liberty, whereby we all can be set free, he would have also come into the promise. And myself, who didn't even express from my mother's womb at the time when Neville was lecturing, I would have come also to experience the promise, which is the birth from the skull. And that's how I come to realize that the virgin birth story, whereby it has been taught as secular history, that it is a lie. And it is the biggest lie that has been ever fed to humanity. So let me go right into what really brought me to bring this message to you concerning prosperity preachers and the message of Neville Goddard. Now, one of my followers who's been getting good results from this message of self-realization, and who have already read my book, Meditate to Eradicate Poverty, and would have put the things that have been taught in that book to work and prove for himself that this thing works. He sent me a link and I decided to check it out. And when I checked out the link that he sent, I was like rather surprised to see that it was Creflo Dollar's face first I saw. I was like, what? He sent me Creflo Dollar? But when the video opens, there was something quite like familiar to me. I didn't realize until later is the way how Creflo Dollar was dressed. And then afterwards, I remember sometime back, I would have found that video also and was listening to it, and then cut myself short and said to myself, why am I giving my time to listen to Creflo Dollar? And I didn't continue. But then I said to myself, this time I'm going to listen it to the finish. And I've been listening it. And to be honest with you, I think I have about maybe say 15 minutes left on it to listen. Okay, because I was getting very emotional while I was listening to it. I was actually crying. And I was mostly crying within. Okay, I could have feel tears building up, but for me to say that tears was actually running down here, I'll be lying. Okay, but I know I would have really cried within. So when I say I really cry, that's how I really cry. I was actually weeping within. To see that people would have called me all kind of names for teaching this truth, especially religious people in my country, and to hear Creflo Dollar teaching on imagination to manifestation, and I've been saying it all along, that they're working with the law, and they've been teaching the law and hiding behind Jesus, which is an idol, because Jesus is a literal man 2,000 years ago, never exists. I know that because I experienced the birth from above, the birth from the skull. That's how I know. So I'm speaking from experience. And so I listen to him and what he's been saying, and I decide to make this video because everything he's saying is conforming this teaching that I've been teaching. And I had to face so much ridicule for teaching this truth. And because I know what I would have experienced, and no one else could know it, except they have the experience, it really moved me. And I've decided that I'm going to do more videos on prosperity preachers. Because for a very long time, I knew that there was something. And I remember quite vividly also that the last church that I would have attended when I was following secular Christianity, that the pastor told me that he knows that Benny Hinn, Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes, all these people that they are using Allah, all these prosperity preachers, they are using Allah. And I know for sure that he been using that same law also. And is very successful with his business. And many people would testify of using that law to create their reality consciously. But very few would be willing to accept when I say to them that I had the birth from the skull. I had the true virgin birth. And that is why I did a lecture called The Secret Vagina. It's on Amazon Prime. And right now I'm putting the book together called The Secret Vagina, where I'm opening it even more wide and show it's all over the Bible. As a matter of fact, right now I'm on chapter 11. And I'm trying my best to finish that book at least by the middle of, well, it's almost the middle of this year. But sometime later in this year, I'm going to make sure, I'm going to find time to really work on that book and get ready for people to really read it and see all the things that right there in the Bible right before your eyes. So it really moved me a lot to see Creflo Dollar doing this teaching. And I'm going to make sure put the link below. And it was someone who runs a Neville Goddard channel also, who spat that message also, and really, it really moved on them to put it on their channel. But I have to be honest to say that I went on it before, and because it was Creflo Dollar, and I know that they're not teaching the people the truth, I didn't really pay much mind. But I believe this is the right time. I believe this is the right season, because there's something I'm working on, and all of that just bringing confirmation on that which I'm working on. Okay, so when you listen to Creflo Dollar, all you have to do is remove the Jesus and the Holy Ghost and the false born again, what he's talking about. Remove all of that. And you realize what's going on. T.D. Jakes, all of these people. So I'll be doing some videos on these prosperity preachers and showing you that this is what they're teaching. They're teaching the law. But they're not teaching the whole thing. Teaching that true salvation is self-realization. So, you know, it really makes me feel real good also to know that when everyone around me call me crazy, when they call me all kind of names, when they brand me as one who do not believe in God, one who do not believe in Jesus and all of that, and to see these men are preaching the very same thing that we are teaching, but hiding the whole truth. We know that this is the time that they all have to be exposed. We know that there will always be balance in the world. So you will always have religious minds. We are not trying to change the religious system. We are not trying to change the system. But we are trying to wake up as much people as possible. And that is why I choose to speak on such subject. So, my brother and my sisters, my encouragement to you is to check it out and to listen it. Make sure you listen it from start to finish and hear what this man is saying. Don't get caught up with when he's mentioning, as I said before, Jesus and Holy Ghost and so on. Listen to his testimony. because his own testimony is what is going to expose him. Because I'm not here to try to down the brother in any way. I'm here to establish truth. I'm here to shine light. I'm here to bring value to humanity. And Creflo is playing his part. T.D. Jakes, they are playing their part. Joel Osteen, they are playing their part. And I have to play my part also. You see, if there's light, there must be darkness. Everything must have its polar opposite. So as I would have said before, I'm not trying to change the religious system. But if I have light, I'm not going to put that light under a bushel. I'm going to speak the truth. Because when I experience the birth from the skull, my brother and my sisters, I'm saying to you, there's no amount of money that anyone can give me in this world to deny that experience. And I will never deny that experience. And the happiness I feel when I share the truth with people, when I teach him as a self-realization to others, and they've been blessed, they've been touched. When this message of self-realization resonates with anyone, it gives me joy, it gives me peace. No amount of money can repay me for what I'm doing. There's no value that can put on this message of self-realization that I'm bringing to humanity. And I know that when I say to you, I experienced the birth from the skull. When I tell you, I felt that mighty shaking. Before I awake within myself, believe me, I am telling you the truth. When I tell you that blue flame and that orange liquid light, they all march together at the base of my spine. My awakening. When that eye opened in me, I am telling you the truth. And that's why I'm saying, Creflo and the many others, they can teach the law because everyone is using the law, whether consciously or unconsciously, everyone is creating. But they've never experienced the promise. And that is why we are here to teach the world true Christianity. Because true Christianity is pointing you to look inwardly, to discover that your real identity is your divinity. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I really, really want to thank you very much. And I want to say to you, if you listen to me for the very first time, what I'm saying to you, that it's resonating with you, it's really making sense to you, it's really reaching out to you and touching you. It is for you. It means that you are ready to receive this truth. And I'm saying to you, if you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this message. But before I leave you, I want to let you know that this message I bring to you, that it is the single eye, yes, the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says that if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And my brothers and my sisters, hadn't it been that that single eye opened within me when I had my awakening, and I awake from the dream of life, when I would have experienced the mighty shaking, and when I ascend like a fiery being, having heard the unearthly wind, and rolled the stone away, and came out and became invisible, and come to understand that my body is the tomb in which Christ is buried, I wouldn't have been here bringing this message to you, saying to you that let no one deceive you by making you believe that the eye above the pyramid and the US dollar is an evil symbol. No, it is the all-seeing eye of God in you, which is your imagination. For you will have an awakened imagination. That eye is also the eye of the mystic. It's the eye of the prophet. It's the eye of the awakened one. That is why I always say to you that the sun, as in the sun, parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, as in the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And that is why I always put my hand above my crown chakra and give you the symbol of the single eye, saying to you that when you have the experience, you will come to realize that it is the rising of the sun in a son, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. As I will always say, the sun parallels the human imagination, the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And Psalms 84:11 tells you, the Lord their God is a sun and a shield and no good thing will he ever withhold from you. And the Son has never withhold any good thing from you. As a matter of fact, the Son is what powers all of humanity. Also, in Malachi 4:2, you're told that the Son, as in the Ession of righteousness, shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And that is why I'm bringing healing to humanity by pointing all of humanity to look inwardly and saying to you to use your mind power, which is your sun power, your solar power, your God power, your creative power, which is actually the sexual power. Use it to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.